If you go check the NFL draft odds for next year, you don't see Garrett Nussmeier to be the number 1 pick as the best odds. You don't see Lenoris Sellers. You don't see Caleb Downs. You see Arch Manning. Let that sink in for a second. A quarterback who is yet to actually be the guy at Texas. Started a little bit last year, but Vegas is just dangling that in front of your face. Cato made a great point before we got rolling here. Vegas is trying to take advantage of you. They always are, but especially with this. Because you weren't going to bet the number 1 pick for next year just yet. You weren't even thinking about that. It wasn't even on the front of your mind, but you see the last name Manning. You think about Eli dropping dimes in the Super Bowl. Peyton and all his tremendous commercial work he does. You say, you know what? I could throw a few dollars on that. I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I'm saying it's ridiculous that he has the best odds to be the number 1 pick as we sit here right now in the month of May. And that's not me dunking on Arch Manning. I'm just saying, can we all just chill out for a second? Can we let this dude actually play some real meaningful college football? Can we get week 1 out of the way before we start trying to put number 1 draft pick expectations on my guy? So it's not even that I don't think he could potentially be the number 1 pick next year. I'm here to say I don't even think he goes pro next year. I don't. I think Arch Manning, even though he will be eligible to go pro next year, will come back to Texas for another season. The reason why I feel that way, this is always how the Mannings have moved. And it's so maybe jarring for the college football public or the public in general because it's so counter to what society tells us right now. We're all about instant gratification. That's why the portal's packed every single cycle. That's why we see guys, going pro before they're ready to go pro. It's all about right now. I want to have it. I want it all. I want it all. I want it now. That's a song that's, I imagine it pretty well in the charts if I'm talking about it right now during a college football show. We want it all. We want it now. Arch Manning and his camp, they're cool with getting it all, but a little bit later down the line whenever they're ready to have it all. Like the point for Arch Manning whenever he goes pro is not to be the number 1 pick. If it happens, awesome. But I guarantee you, the whole reason why he went to Texas, why he stayed with Sarkisian after Ewers came back for another year, was because of development and because of being ready when it's time to go to the NFL. It's not about getting to the NFL. It's not about getting the payday to be the first overall pick. It's about when I get to the league, can I stick there and have the most amount of success possible? Like we've seen them be a delayed gratification kind of operation the entire time with Arch, right? Like didn't take NIL money up front, didn't need it, didn't want the spotlight. Could have gone somewhere else and played right away. I promise you, Arch Manning could have started as a true freshman at a lot of different schools. Chose Texas as a spot where he knew he'd sit, knew he'd develop, knew he'd get better. And he also came back to Texas, like I already said, when Quinn Ewers said, hey, I'm coming back for another year. I'm coming back to play at Texas for another year, even though I could have gone pro. Arch says, cool, it's not changing my plans. I came here to get developed, play for Sark. That's what I'm going to do. And so even if he looks great next year, I don't think it's a guarantee that he goes pro. So what would it take for him to go pro is maybe a fair discussion to have right now. It's kind of like that quote you hear, if I win the lottery, I'm not going to tell anybody, but there will be clues. If Arch is ready to go pro next year, they're not going to talk about it during the season, but there will be clues. I think it's going to take the perfect storm of personal success and team success. Like if Arch Manning goes out there and has a somewhat pedestrian kind of season, but the roster talent at Texas is just so good and the defense is so good, and Texas wins a national championship, awesome. I think Arch comes back. I think he says, you know what, I got more to accomplish. I want to get better. I think his camp tells him he's got to get better, comes back for another year. So just winning a national championship doesn't guarantee that Arch goes pro. Other part of that is what if Arch has a great season individually? Let's say he's playing at an all-SEC level and Texas is, good, not great. They win 9 games, miss the college football playoff. Hey, Arch, let's run it back. You came to Texas to go have, success to the degree of bringing Texas, quote-unquote, back. He said in an interview with Marty Smith. Now, I think Texas, by most accounts, probably is, quote-unquote, back. But if he doesn't make the playoff this upcoming season, which we would be shocked by, full transparency, I have Texas making the national title game as it stands right now. I think that it's not just about personal success. I think it's about coming back, having success at a team level to the degree at which he expected when he committed to Texas. So I think if he has a Heisman finalist caliber season and Texas makes the national title game, at that point we can all say, hey, man, you're probably ready to go pro. You probably don't need to come back for another year. You've probably beat this level. You came to Texas, did what you were supposed to do, did what you said you would do to bring Texas to the front of the national prominence, I suppose, if you don't count them as national prominence already. Go on and go make your money. Go be a top NFL draft pick. I really don't think it's about his draft stock, to be real. I really don't. I think it probably is something you factor in. But if it's between being the number 1 pick and being a top 15 pick, if he's going to be a top 15 pick, but he feels like he's more ready to succeed in the NFL, I think that's when you would see him go pro. Like if he's projected to be the number 1 guy and it's not a lock that he's going to have success next year per the Mannings, we'll ride this out. We'll ride this out because the thing is, man, like I don't think it's about the money for him. It's never has been about the money for him. Like, I promise he's being paid well at Texas. I promise you. I promise you that Red Bull money isn't, those checks aren't bouncing anytime soon. The Vuori money, still good. Have to believe it. It's not about money. It's about getting to the league and having success. So for Arch, if you want to bet him to be the number 1 pick next year, I'm not telling you it's just ridiculous to think it could hit, but I don't even think he goes pro after this year for all those reasons I just mentioned.